Has it been 2 weeks? Can I talk about this? 2 weeks for spoilers, that's the rule, right? Alright, here it goes. Little Nightmares 3 was a little disappointing. There, I said it. I've been wanting to talk about this game for a while now. Unfortunately, no one in my friend group really cares about Little Nightmares, and the ones that do listen keep escaping the chair. They got really good at escaping the chair. Hi, I'm Sam, your friendly, unhinged gaming YouTuber, and I just spent the last few months of my life replaying all the Little Nightmares games. Because I'm a sane person. I'm not a video game expert or anything. I've never done a review before. I feel like I've earned the right to talk about it. I mean, shoot, no one's really found this channel yet anyway, so I guess I'm free to do whatever I want. I could even swear and say things like poop and fart. Alright, let's get started. Alright, let's just get this out of the way. Is Little Nightmares 3 a bad game? In my opinion, no. I think it's great. It's fun, spooky, story was interesting. So is it a bad sequel? Well, it depends on your definition of a good sequel. Do you expect a sequel to expand and improve upon the core gameplay, broaden the world, expand the lore, and introduce cool new characters? And yeah, Little Nightmares 3 checks all those boxes. Okay, so what's the problem? It's this right here, this big number 3. The number 3 implies that it's the third installment of the previous 2 games, but from what I can tell, it's not. It's its own self-contained story. A good self-contained story, don't get me wrong, but if you go into this expecting answers to questions and a continuation of the main story, then you may be disappointed. I mean, shoot, the phone app game contributes more to the story than this game does. But let's be fair. Maybe the Little Nightmares writers are playing 4D chess while I'm just playing the bongos on my tummy like a Neanderthal. I don't know. Let's just do a quick recap just in case. Story begins with our 2 main characters waking up next to a broken mirror, a possible nod to the first game, maybe? I don't know, I guess we'll see. Discover we're in the desert. My first thought is, okay, where in the story is this going to fit in the timeline? Because these games do not tell a linear story. In fact, the second game implies that we're stuck in a time loop. You following along so far? Great. Now, is this before the maw? After? I don't know, but I'm excited to find out. This guy kind of looks like a patron from the first game. I guess we'll see. After getting tossed around like a baby by a baby, we find out our main character can travel the world through mirrors. Ooh, cool. Similar to Mono's ability with the TVs in the previous game. We then get to tour our 21st century Amazon warehouse, kill this spider lady Terminator style. You're a terminated fucker. And then we get to head to a carnival that's littered with references to the other games. Okay, at this point in the story, I was under the assumption we're headed back to the maw and would possibly run into 6, but more on that in a minute. We then run through a typical Walmart parking lot, kill a few puppets, then sadly discover the mirror we needed is broken. Oh no, so sad.
Oh, what, you gonna cry?
We then escape through Epstein's dining room, get humped by a hand puppet, and steal a hot air balloon before conveniently crash landing exactly where we needed to go. Sweet! We did it! We did it! We did it! Fuck yeah! We then sneak around the mushroom zombies from The Last of Us, see a giant foot, and then we discover that this is where our main character grew up. We find his doll that suspiciously looks like his friend, find out the doll helps our hero see into the past. Okay, I see you. This guy can travel through time while stuck in a time loop. Interesting. After getting lost for about an hour, we eventually come across our main villain. This guy.
Oh, my beautiful grandson!
We quickly discover his weakness is gongs. I don't know if that ties into the geisha lady, but it's okay, because gongs will start raining from the sky in the final battle. After assaulting the elderly, we attempt one more travel through the big mirror. However, our friend doesn't want to go, and we don't know why. Until... the final shot is our hero trying to repair the mirror to get back to his friend, but sadly it seems hopeless. Then the camera fades to black, and we have a classic Little Nightmares melancholy end. Wait, what? It's over? It's over already? I've only been playing for 4.5 hours, and that's only because I suck at the game. What about this? What about that? What about the other thing? Oh yeah, and where the f***? Now, I'm not saying 6 has to be in the game for it to be good, but I was under the impression that she was the main character. Like, these are her games. She is the Little Nightmare. I mean, she's been in every game so far, including the DLCs. Even when she's not the main character, her actions directly impact the story or the characters in the story. Honestly, I thought they were building her up to be the main villain. Like, she was gonna show up towards the end, we'd think she's our friend, and then she'd eat us or throw us in a meat pit. You know, just normal 6 things. Because if you're familiar with the other games, you're aware that gnomes exist because of the geisha lady. And then we know 6 stole her powers at the end of the first game. Then we have the statues and the broken mirrors. So this either takes place before she dies or after. And seeing how this is told in a time loop, the answer is probably both. So I was thinking, oh wait, there she is. She was busy doing a cameo in a game made for babies. I don't know. I feel like we should have just gotten more than just references. Which brings me to my next point.
I remember.
This game is filled with member berries. Member statue, member TV, member new. This game acknowledges that the other two games happen, but that's it. That's all you're getting. Don't get me wrong, there are contributions to the lore, but it feels like a blank puzzle piece. Like it fits, it's part of the puzzle, but if you've spent $40 on that one piece just to find out the sky is blue, you're gonna be a little disappointed. Imagine if you went to go see the third Star Wars movie. I'm not comparing the quality of these two franchises, just using them as an example.
Check it out, Nerd Fight.
You watch the previous two, you're excited for the third one, and then when you sit down to watch it, they show you an episode of The Acolyte. It's Star Wars, it's the same universe, they reference the other movies, but it has nothing to do with the last two movies you watched. At least, I don't think it does. Alright, let's be fair. I feel like there is one big revelation towards the end of the game, but right now it's just me speculating. Disclaimer, I didn't look up any additional lore or do any extra homework. This is just solely based off of my first impression of the game. Alright, let's get into it. In the final chapter, we return to where our hero grew up. Then, we discovered that this place housed many children.
Like an evil daycare.
My theory is that this place is where all the main character kids grew up, and that this building was used to either experiment on supernatural kids, or use kids to experiment with the supernatural. Either way, I think they were focusing on traversing time and space, and to do so, they had to travel through some Lovecraftian? And to do so, they had to travel through some Lovecraftian hell dimension. I believe we get a glimpse of this in the second game, when Mono travels through the TV the first time. I also think that the apocalypse in these games was a result of one of these experiments going wrong. Like they tore open a hole to the demon eyeball dimension, or accidentally let the Demigorgon in, or whatever. Hello! And now the main villain keeps itself alive by using these kids to perpetuate the time loop. Now, if that's the case, then a character that can traverse time would be a huge threat to that villain. It's a pretty big deal. But, in all fairness, I think you could have delivered that information and still given us a continuation of the main story, opposed to a filler episode or a side quest. Wait a minute.
Hold it!
Supernatural kids, apocalyptic eyeball demon, irresponsible adults. It's Gravity Falls. They're doing a Gravity Falls. Too bad I have to wait 4 to 5 years to find out. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just accustomed to the third act structure, but I feel there's some finality to the number 3. I mean, I'm all for more Little Nightmares, but you can resolve some of these things while also keeping the door open for future stories. I don't know. This game felt more like a glorified DLC that cost $40. Wait, $60 for the deluxe? There's already a deluxe? It's been out for a week. What can you be offering that would justify the price of a whole nother game? Alright, in conclusion, if you like Little Nightmares, this is a new Little Nightmares game. It's a $40 DLC in my opinion, but it's not terrible. Definitely not worth $60. There's plenty of other games out there like Little Nightmares that are a third that price. At the moment, I'm a little dissatisfied with the direction that the franchise is going. Feels like they wanted to pivot to wider commercial appeal opposed to the gritty M-rated indie horror game that it is. The studio that made the other two games didn't work on this one, so maybe that's why it feels different. Super massive, more like super poop fart. Told you I'd say it. As I'm recording this, I'm looking at Steam reviews for the first time, and yeah, the consensus is meh. Whether it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down, everyone's saying a similar thing. Steam really needs to add one of these. I don't know, maybe they believe the franchise would be more profitable if they shaved off the edges, which to me is a bit ironic, because I always felt like the underlining themes of the games was how excess and greed turns us all into monsters. I still like these games for what they are. I mean, shoot, I started this channel because of this game. It was never meant to be a Little Nightmares channel, but it's the horse I chose to ride in on. Maybe I'll be proven wrong in the future, but for now, I can't help but feel a little disappointed. Oh wait, I forgot I pre-ordered the game so I'd have access to the DLC. Maybe there's more answers in there. Alright, let's see. Oh wait, what? Why wouldn't it work? Hold on.